Hello, beautifuls. I hope you ladies have been well. Um, no, I shouldn't. I was gonna joke around on Black History Month, but I'm not because I no longer want to slight black women in the past who did not know better, right? I just don't want to do it anymore. Um, so those black women that transition and now they live in truth, and they most of them are ancestral, are ancestors rather. For those black women, I don't want to slight them with my slight for black males anymore. So I want to be very, very intentional with the things I say about black women of the past. Specifically mammies, right? Black History Month began with me like just sitting in the fact that I have uh, totally disregarded and shamed my mothers and the way that we use the word mammy, right? So I'm not gonna be. I said I wasn't gonna use that word, and I do try not to, but I want to be very conscious about not using that word. And not only am I going to be very conscious about it, I'm also going to take a stand against non-African American women using it. Right? If African American women or black women, and I say African American because we say African American at work, right? So if black American women want to, if we think we got the gall, the gut, or the audacity to use that kind of language against our ancient mothers in that way, then that's on us. But African women, surely, or non-African American women, like, no, you're not gonna. I actually was on a stage on Clubhouse, on one of Nina's stages, and a white woman said it. Like, bitch, how fucking dare you? So a white crackhead, mind you. I don't know. I guess that was the best the best white woman they could find, right? But anyhow, like, I really felt like, bitch, how dare you? Don't utter my mother's name or my mother's title, right? So yeah, I just wanted to, put that out in the ethers that black women, we should be very, very careful about the things that we say about ancient black women, and not even ancient black women, because mammies actually don't have to be ancient. You probably got a mammy in your family that's about one grandmother away, right? Or one mother away. For some of us, our own mothers were fucking mammies. So I don't want to shame them and what they thought was best, and not only what they thought was best, but what they thought was necessary. And um, every African American woman breathing today is breathing due to the work of a mammy. Okay, so let us show some gratitude. And I know that I am a black woman who has used that word in a derogatory way, but I have since done done lots of work to actually ask for those ancient women's forgiveness. Just like, I can forgive them for not knowing any better. I can ask them for forgiveness for my not knowing any better, right? So anyhow, that's my spin on Mamie. But besides that, I actually wanted to make a video about black women's position in patriarchy. Um, and first of all, I wanted to touch on basically the masculine principle. And I was gonna do a whole video about masculinity, the masculine principle, or as the mother Thunnzz, they like to call it the divine masculine. Y'all, listen, the mother Thunnzz is really trying to send y'all back over there with their sons. I'm telling you, I didn't look. I didn't sit and I didn't thought about this for fucking days. I didn't watch these ladies, and when I say the mother Thunnzz, I mean it's a lot of them, right? But I have watched these ladies really, decide, not decide, but actually do work to get black women on back over there to their Thunnzz to Kang them, right? Because that's actually historically, that's what black women did, in case you did not know, right? Those ancient women, sibyls, they came men. That's what they did. These were goddesses who made kings of men. Okay? And and all of the men that they made kings were white. If you need some more historical context of the black woman, white male relationship, these goddesses, these ancient oracles will actually make kings of white males, right? And what the what the mother Thunnzz is wanting us to do, right? The daughters of those oracles, the daughters of those sibling women, um, um, what they want us to do is to, oh my goodness, look, oh my God, these, listen, they want us, the daughters of the Sibyls, who are specifically African American women, to make kings of their men. Um, and African American women, we have decided, if you're a wise and witty black woman, you have decided that to be, that you understand now that we are a tribe of women, and that we don't claim any males, right? But now that I'm thinking about it, and I'm thinking about it as we speak, right? Most of these women are of. I hate the draw this line in the fucking sand, but somebody has to do it. Somebody has to be bold enough to draw these lines in the sand for African American women. And you know what? I've nominated myself. It's me. I'm gonna do it. Praying gonna do it. Don't everybody else? No one else has to do it because we've decided that we're too scared as a collective. But listen, I'm gonna be the one to do it, right? I think that most. Okay, what I will say is this: the Mother Thunnzz archetype that I have found in person, right? That I've experienced in person, and not like in person, like in my face, right? But the Mother Thunnzz archetype that I have been studying are usually non-African American women, or they have a great reverence for non-African American women, right? They don't mention the history of African American women. Specifically speaking to sibling culture, and who these women were, and then even going back to the ancient goddess, they don't mention much of her, right? And I've decided that African American women have, all black women have come from her, but it's something about African American women that is like a directly connected to her, right? Well, for one, the Orisha Yemaya, actually, it's written and documented and known that she favors African American women. She favors slave descendants, right? So if she is a demigoddess, right, then it's safe to say that there's, that the goddess herself has some kind of, connection to these women, right? So when I find the Mother Thunnzz in my real life on Clubhouse, or, in some of my studies, I have always noticed that she is either not African American, or she is highly favorable to non-African American women, and she throws non-African American women in African American women faces. Okay? With that being said, and this woman anciently knows, right? Because they know, right? At some level in their subconscious mind, they know, right? Know that the African American women are, and this is a stream of thought that's coming right now, so bear with me. The African American women are the daughters of the ancient Sibyls who kinged men, right? Who kinged men. Now, that's our history, in case you didn't know. Who made kings of men. Knowing this, they're fucking dog whistling to black women, to African American women, to stick around, and stick around with black males, like push him all the way to the curb, and then angrily let him know, like, you wasn't shit, and because you wasn't shit, I push you to the curb, but come on back. We can, make babies and build a black nation that can, conquer white supremacy. She wants us to use our power to make kings of black males. Wait a fucking minute. That's what they want. They want us to use our ancient gift of making kings of men to king black males. What? And I have spoken about this, this gift that Oh, this one might go on for a little while because now my okay. So historically speaking, the ancient Sibyls would um use several different ways to king men, right? They would use sac- um sacred whoredom, right? And I mean like truly sacred whoredom, right? Not the shit that the mother of Thunnzz over there talking about they be doing when they, on webcam with niggas that like to fuck dogs, right? I mean, truly sacred whoredom. These are women who were not very sexual, except when they did sex magic, right? You understand? So they were not very sexual at all, and they did not allow themselves to be defiled by males. And when they did do that, they were using their sex to um, make men better, right? And these were non-black men, right? I mean, no. At this point, I don't. I think it's the best of us knew, and in ancient history that we should not be fucking niggas, right? Like that's something that we probably knew. Like this, like no, we not fucking niggas. We gonna let the mother Thunnzz over there fuck niggas. We not gonna do that, right? Because the thought is, well, we're gonna get into um masculinity and femininity, but that's what's happening. In case you did not know what's going on, black women, African American women, these women want to use you to Kang niggles, right? And we're not doing it. we're not doing it. We're not gonna do that, right? But anyway, let's get into masculinity and femininity, right? The true essence of those two things. So the masculine principle has one job. One job. It does one thing, whether it is your own masculine energy that is in you, within you as a black woman, which I think that these people have been lying to us, saying that everybody has feminine and masculine energy. I no longer think that that's true. I no longer think that that's true, and or that everybody's flowing in and out of feminine and masculine energy. I think that specifically black women do that, and that is what makes us um goddess, right? That's what makes us supreme in this realm. But anyhow, so the masculine has one job. Even your own masculinity and your own self, it only serves as to do one thing, right? And that is to be of service. That's it, right? The masculine principle is only of service. That's the only thing that it does, right? So when we're talking about protecting and providing, well, that's a service. That's a service to the feminine. And when I say that the masculine has one job and it's to be of service, its job is to be of service to the feminine principle, right? So I'll give you a couple examples that I spoke of before, right? Especially for black women who be in Blackistan, and they say that, these women are always masculine, right? Well, these women are masculine because they are trying to protect themselves from living in such a harsh environment, right? It's their masculinity trying to save them, their masculinity being of service to the feminine, shielding and protecting the feminine aspect of her, right? So these women, they come off as masculine because the masculine part of them is in service to the feminine part of them and protecting her, right? And that's what we're talking about, protecting and provision. That's what everybody knows. Anybody with a fucking brain, anybody with a fucking brain in their head knows that the masculine principle is supposed to protect and serve. Not protect and serve, but it's supposed to protect and provide, right? Make provisions, as far as and really anything physical. What you eat, um, what you eat, how you are clothed, your shelter, all of that is happening due to the masculine. I'm specifically for African American women or black women. If you're here, if you're still here after I told, if you're a non-African American woman and you're still here after I said that, well, sis, thank you, and also, well, we can get into the history of African American women and that bloodline of women not only being on American soil, but she was also in Africa, right? She was also, well, she was the first human, right? So she had traveled the whole world. So she was also, of course, in Africa too. So if you're here, you're probably one of those. You're probably one of those, okay? If you're a African woman, right, or a woman that is not African American, right, you're probably one of those, sis, right? That's why you're still here. But anyhow, back to the masculine principle being of service, right? So it's always going to be of service to the feminine principle. That's it, right? And however that may be, well, however that shows up, whatever she needs, and I'm talking about the feminine principle. The feminine principle shows up in women. In case you did not know, the physical manifestation of the feminine principle is in women, and the masculine manifestation is in males, right? So, when I'm saying he and she, I mean he and she. We do gender over here. We only do two. We do gender over here, and we only do two. And not only that, gender is synonymous with sex over here. Okay, so if it's a she, it is female, and if I say a he, it is male, right? So the masculine principle is always in service to her in some kind of way, right? It doesn't really matter how that shows up. It doesn't, however she needs him to be, that's how he's going to be. Whatever she needs from him, that's how he's going to show up, right? And that's that. So we don't have to go through all of this, while the masculine is, what are some of the characteristics of masculinity? Focused and logical and, linear and aggressive and all of the words that we use to describe the masculine. Whatever she needs him to be, that's what he's going to be. Okay. So that we understand the masculine only got one job in this realm. And it's to be of service to the feminine. So let's get on to this patriarchal bargain. Okay. And this is this is not something that only belongs to she who should not be named. Every woman has talked about a patriarchal bargain, but I'm trying to get African American women to understand her position in the patriarchal bargain and how she presents herself a little bit different to the fucking patriarchy. Okay, we don't have to follow the rules of non-black women in dealing with white male's patriarchy, right? And the reason why is because we are the bees, right? We are the bees. And when I say we are the bees, I mean how you know I don't know what these people are called, but the people that study ecosystems and understand how the world is all moving due to certain things or certain species work, right? And one of the things that they say is if bees are gone off of the earth, then 5 years later, the earth will basically, everything on earth will die, right? Is what they say, right? And when I say we are the bees, I'm saying African American women, right? And I mean African American women in the United States of America, right? I'm not even just talking about slave descendants. I'm speaking specifically of the 6% of women. This is a very minute group of women, right? This is a very, very small group of women that is making the world go round. Damn, African American women, do you ever sit on that? Do you ever sit high up on your horse, sis? I'm giving you the freedom to do that. I don't give a fuck what you do in this realm, okay? I don't give a fuck if you're a phone sex operator, okay? I don't give a fuck if you clean fucking toilets. I don't give a fuck if you're a doctor. I don't give a fuck if you are a fucking midwife. I don't give a fuck if you're a fucking engineer, an architect. As a black woman, the whole world is eating off of your back, right? Is functioning due to you, due to your breath, right? 6% of women, if it's even 6%, the whole world is running and working due to 6% of women. And in the event those women were not here 5 years or less, the world is over. All humankind dies, right? So when you appear at the patriarchal table as a black woman, when you appear at the patriarchal table as an African American woman, right? Um, you are you're appearing as who you are. You're appearing as goddess, right? And I don't think that the patriarchs, right? We already decided that black males are not patriarchs, never been patriarchs, will never be patriarchs, right? But the true patriarchs of the world understand your position. I'm about sure of this at this point. Black women, I'm about sure of this at this point, right? The white males who run the world know that black women, he may be running the world, but the world is living on her blood, right? So he understands your position. And so when you when you appear at the table of patriarchs, which you've never been invited to, right? They never allowed you to, well, let me correct that. You had the African American woman of today, right? As they fooled us, tricked us, black males, hid all of our history, and just, totally deleted our history from the world, right? Since then, you've never been able to position yourself in a place to say, this is what the fuck I need. This is what the fuck I need. This is what I need as a black woman. This is how I want you to be of service to me, right? Because you didn't really understand. We didn't really understand our weight, right? We really didn't understand our weight and how powerful we really were, right? But now that we're getting to a space where we're understanding, hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Everybody eating off of us, then now we coming to the table a little bit different, right? Now, first of all, now we want a seat at the fucking patriarchal bargain, okay? And we want to see, not only do we want a seat at this fucking patriarchal bargain, but we want the seat at the end of the table. You know how when it's a table and you sit the fucking king and the queen at the fucking end of the table? Listen. You can sit, we're letting white males, patriarchs, you can sit on one end and I'm going to sit on the other end, and all the rest of women and men can sit in the middle, okay? But you're going to respect me. I don't know if I can lead this one up. I don't know if I can lead this one up, but I'll try, right? But, not only do I want a seat at the table, I want a head seat at the table, right? So black women, African American women, have to now position ourselves to request that head seat at the table, at the patriarchal bargain table, sis. And we start to think about ways to do that, right? We start to think about, how do we position ourselves? 6% of black women. How do we position ourselves? 6% of the United States of America population. How do we position ourselves to be at the head of this patriarchal bargain table, and for us to come out as we are, for us to come out with our end of the bargain as the women that we are, as the women who, listen, I fuel the whole world, right? The whole world is eating off of me. I am fueling the whole world. So my requests and my needs must be met, right? And because of the constant suppression and oppression, which is intentional by everyone on earth, right? Everyone on earth is in on the suppression of black women, because once she's able to sit at that fucking table, once she's able to sit at that fucking table, that patriarchal bargain table, and request what she wants, request what she wants. I hope that I haven't gone far away, and I keep on saying I'm gonna plug my mic up, but I never do. I always just come on and start talking. Let me reposition myself so I can be loud. But if she comes with all of her power to this table, and with her list of demands that cannot be denied, right? As the mother Thunnzz once said, all this shit'll burn down, right? For her Thunnzz, I'll burn all this shit down, right? Which I don't think that she's in a position to do that. I think that's specifically something that only African American women can do. So that we know. I think that I think specifically only African American women can come to the table with that kind of fucking bargain. Okay? And when I say African American women, I mean indigenous women. Okay? Indigenous women to the planet Earth, damn it. But we do get on top, we do get on topic of black women being indigenous to this land, right? And that's getting all into that's getting that might be getting a little too deep for the average. Let me not say that. Some African American women may not believe that, and they don't have to, right? They don't have to. Listen, I don't need sis to know who she is for me to represent her as who she is, right? I don't need that, especially when you're doing work as a crone. And this is what I'm talking about when we get into croning black women, because this is a very small percentage of women who is representing a very small percentage of women, right? And sometimes, right, as a mother, right, and surely the crone, but sometimes as a mother, I make a decision for my daughter whether she likes it or not because I know what's best for her. Right? Because I know what's best for her, I make a decision for her, and she just has to live with it because I said it was best. Right? That's the position now of croning black women. Right? We or she or us, right? We get to make decisions for black women that are best for them. Right? And they may not all agree. They may not all agree, and they may be angry with some of our decisions. But we get to make decisions for the collective for what is best. And this is something that males have done for a very, very fucking long time. Black women, we must get into our fucking work. Now, today, we can thank those women that have, been in the BWE space for doing what was necessary to get all of our attention, right? Damn it, here we are, with all of our intention, but the mothers' work, and I mean the mothers, the age of the mothers, the when we're talking about the archetype of the maiden mother crone, the mothers of today have got to get to work. We have got to position ourselves as as women who get to sit at the table of world's decisions, right? Of the world, of what's happening in the world. There needs to be an African American woman sitting there. There must be. When decisions on the world is happening, right? When the males are making decisions about the world, a black woman needs to be there, and an African American woman needs to be there. And I will get into presidencies, right? Because presidents are the kings. In case y'all did not know, of this time, of this land, presidents are the kings. And most presidents have and always consult with the wise counsel of African American women, except for the jackass that we now have as the president, Joe Biden, right? He tried to sell us as African American women, Kamala, but we did not bite. African American women did not bite. We was like, no, right? She can AKA us. She can Howard University us. She can do whatever she want to do. But African American women know that, she is not of us, right? And I'm happy that African American women are getting to this point in our existence. But anyway, let's talk about the kings, okay? And we can only talk about the kings that I know. If a crone want to come on up under here and teach and give us a lesson, madam, please, you're welcome, right? And that's why I will always honor the crone, always honor the crone, because they do know. They be knowing shit. They've been here a very fucking long time. They know, right? So we're just going to go over the last couple of presidencies, right? The country's going to shit under Biden's care because Biden does not have the wise counsel of an African-American woman. Okay? He just does not, right? When Donald Trump was president, we don't know, well, we have to know for sure that Donald Trump has a bunch of black witches working for him. Donald Trump, in case you did not know, is a black woman. Donald Trump has a bunch of African American witches working for him. That's just a given. But he showed the world Omarosa, right? He let the world see Omarosa and all of her glory. And all of her glory as an African American woman. Is, you know, Omarosa said, what's that, pot calling kettle black? Do you remember that? That was Omarosa, but Omarosa is definitely an African American woman who represents herself as an African American woman, right? And Trump, you know, put her out on center stage. Like, here's my wise counsel as a fucking king, right? As a real king, here's my wise counsel as a king, right? But Trump has a fucking league of African American witches. Trust me. And I knew that when he became president. When Donald Trump became president, I sat in my spirit and I was like, oh, this is the work of black women. This is the work of African American women, right? The undoing of Trump. The undoing of Trump was also the work of African American women. Yeah, we be doing some things. You know, we don't even know our fucking power in this realm. But anyway, that was Trump, and then before Trump, of course, was the African Kang. But the African Kang ticket into the White House was an African American woman. Okay? And if you sit and you think about Barack Obama's presidency, one question, does Barack Obama become president without Michelle? If Barack Obama married a white woman, would he have become president? Absolutely not. If Barack Obama married an African woman, a Kenyan woman, would he have become president? Absolutely not. His ticket into the White House was an African American woman. Okay? So that we understand, right? His ticket into the African Kang president, the African Kang president, and this is a dog whistle to the fucking mother Thunnzz. I'm on to y'all. I'm on to y'all. I'm telling y'all that listen, when we get into bloodlines, I am on to y'all. I know that you're trying to offer up African American women for the fucking slaughter. I'm not missing it. I'm not missing it, sis. So if you're over here and you're listening, I know that you're trying to offer up African American women for the slaughter to be a sacrifice for your fucking kings. We're not doing it. We're not doing it. So anyway, the African Kang became president on the back of an African American woman. And if you listen to some of the things that Michelle said, she basically said he was a lazy fucking bum. Barack Obama was a lazy fucking bum, and Michelle Obama made him into the fucking king that he is, okay? And let us never forget that. Let us never forget that Barack Obama does not become who the fuck he is without Michelle. All right? And then, of course, you know, my favorite. My favorites of all is, of course, Condoleezza Rice, right? And we all know that she was the wise counsel, that Bush, you know, that Bush, had as his, you know, wise counsel, a fucking Sybil, right? So, before Bush, I don't know who was, I don't even know who the fuck was president before Bush, y'all. I'm young, right? Oh, Clinton, damn it, how the fuck I forget? Now Clinton, y'all know that he had a whole bunch of fucking black witches on, just like Trump, like a whole fucking bunch of black witches, who even deemed him the first black president, right? So, and then before Clinton, now that one I can't remember, but you know, if you're a crone, you can tell me who his wise counsel was, right? But definitely, Clinton had a whole bunch of black witches, that actually, propel him into the presidency. And I believe that every single president, who are the kings of today, has the wise counsel of African American women, the wise counsel and the favor of African American women in some kind of way. I do think that what's this nigga Biden tricked the world with the smoke and mirrors that is Kamala, right? But it's due to African American women wanting to basically be all inclusive in who the fuck we are. But damn it, I'm drawing a line here. Here's another God. Listen, I'm drawing another line. I'm drawing another fucking line. And this is it. I this might be the last line that I had to draw, but definitely it is some the ancient women, the sibyls, the ancient oracles, the advisors to kings, the maker of kings are African American women and have always been, and will always be. And the mother of Thunnzz want us to, you know, king her sons, right? I even had a fucking clubhouse where an African woman got up on stage and told, I was looking at my damn phone in the fucking chat, and an African woman got up on stage and said the African American women need to take their money and invest it with rich African men. I did not even hear this. I did not even hear this until I listened to the fucking replays. And I was like, what? The last thing that an African American woman needs to do is take her fucking money to a fucking Africans. And when I say Africans, I am talking about Africans males, right? You know, but anyway, I think that's all I got for tonight, y'all. I just wanted to come and share this just because it was on my mind. It was on my mind heavy. I know that some of the I understand some of my thoughts, some of my theory, and some of these hard lines that I am drawing in the fucking sand as an African American woman. And as I said, y'all, I know African American women don't like African American because y'all don't like to be called African. Just say it. Just say it. Say it in the comments right now. Your soul does not like when I say African American women. Y'all don't like it, and I know why. And I don't honestly either. I don't either. But in work, I say, you know, when we're describing. And I'm not, you know, and from now on at work, I'm gonna start saying Black American. Like, fuck it. I'm about to just look Black American. But anyway, yeah, that's what I say at work. So my apologies when you hear me say African American and it really, you know, stirs your soul wrong, sis. Because I know some of y'all be like, no, don't be tagging no fucking African to me. I'm out of line. I'm wrong. It's two left shoes. I'm ruining all our allies. But guess what, sis? We don't need no fucking allies. But guess what, sis? African American women, you are powerful in this realm beyond comparison to anyone, okay? You don't need no motherfucking ally. You don't need no ally. Okay, so if you feel like when I start going on these tangents, you like Preem is fucking up all our allies, sis, you don't need no ally, right? And I think that we position ourselves to be at that patriarchal bargain as the wise oracles that we are. There are ways that we can position ourselves to be in that conversation at that table, and we need to be doing it today. Today, we had the favor of the grandmother. We had the favor of the grandmother. And I think that we definitely need to be doing work today to position ourselves to be at that table and to be at the head of that table. You know, there's several ways that we can do that. I think I will leave this video up because I'm not going to mention some of those several ways. But definitely Black women, African American women, the negress, you know, how many names can I give us? You know, the negress, the oracles, the daughters of the sibyls, the daughters of the grandmother. You know, there are several ways that we position ourselves to be at that table, and we need to start today. And we need the work of the maiden, the mother, and the crone. Everyone has to be very, very, very active and positioning African American women where we need to be positioned. And also when I am, you know, drawing these lines, and this space is getting ultra exclusive at this point. At this point, this place is getting ultra exclusive. I'd like to, and this is something that, you know, a wise crone told me, you know, what was it? How many people wrote the Declaration of Independence? Made all of the decisions for the whole United States of America. How many people signed it? Hold on. Okay, so the Declaration of Independence had 56 signatures. I need 56 women. I need 56 African American women in my Discord. Okay? White Zaddy gave us the keys, damn it. We about to take them. We about to take them. Yes. 56 people signed this fucking Declaration of Independence. They decided how the world will fucking turn with 56 fucking signatures. 56 men. 56 white males decided how the world would turn from that day on. And this is what I mean when I say, first of all, this is an ultra exclusive bunch of women. And then you don't need a whole bunch of women to we don't need a whole bunch of women to represent the whole what is it, 6%, 5%? They killing us so fucking fast. 5% of women, and then those, whoa, this is called the takeover. Hostile takeover. It's not hostile actually, but yeah, this is the takeover. But anyway, I'm getting into joking now. But yeah, I just want to say 56 white males signed the fucking Declaration of Independence, right? And well, do we have to get into the wise counsel of those 56 men? Must we get into, we should probably do some fucking research and find out who was all the wise counsel of those fucking 56 men. And even if whatever it was, between those men and those women was non-consensual, if he was R-wording a black woman, he was stealing her essence. He was stealing her essence. He was stealing her knowledge. He was stealing the access to the goddess. Right? So yes, even in those 56 signatures was the wise counsel of an African American woman, right? So when this is your position, black women, I don't think that we should be afraid of the fucking patriarchal bargain. I don't think that we're positioned today to in the best position today, thanks to the fucking apes, right? So we're not in the best position today, but I do think that a certain number of us can get ourselves to the best position, to not only, meet white males at the patriarchal bargain, or whatever male, at this point, it don't matter what fucking male, we just know it ain't gonna be apes, right? Let's not waste our time with them, right? Or whatever male it is, when the whole world is turning because of us, right? If we are the fucking bees, then we need to show up at these kind of when decisions of the world are being made. It needs to be an African American woman there, with long braids or like twist out and look, representing however we want to represent. But the point I'm trying to make, it definitely needs to be an African American woman in the table of decisions of the fucking world, okay? And we need to be positioning ourselves to be there. And these are, in case if you are listening here and you have your own little group of women, I have titled the women that are here Croning Black Women. But you have your own little group of women and you come over here and you listen to my YouTube channel, but you are building something with African American women. Sis, now you know the goal. let us meet at the round table when it's time, but let us start doing our work today. When it's time to meet at the round table, the crones will meet you there. Okay. Sis, croning black women, we will meet you there. All right. But let us start doing our work today. Love you ladies so much. Enjoy your it's 8:45 at night. Should I post it now? Fuck it, I'm gonna post it now. Enjoy your night, and